What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I'm Wayno. How y'all feeling? It's the morning time, man. What's good with y'all? If you like what it is that I do over here, hit that sub button, hit them likes, and run up that hype. Today, we talking about a new conflict that's brewing. Yes, it's looking like it's a conflict between Tony Yayo, Memphis Bleek, and Jim Jones. 2004 all over again. I'm here to tell y'all this. It seems as if nobody ever grows up. Nah, I'm just playing. I feel like a lot of the conflict that's happening is warranted on certain sides. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Tony Yayo was on Club Shay, and he has some things to say regarding Jay-Z and Memphis Bleek in comparison to him and 50. It's a weird-ass flex. I'm going to keep it 1,000. It's a weird-ass flex because let's just listen to it.
Like I just said, we just came back off tour.
Yeah.
You know, with Fifth, and we still touring. Still. And I do my own tours, too, for people. Oh, yo.
You see?
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps. And that's why I don't care about the hate. Because I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour. Like, something with Memphis Bleek. Memphis Bleek said to Nori, Yayo said Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too. If you want to say that, to Memphis Bleek, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in a setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleek on the stage or him being brought out. You know, even if I'm doing the hype man shit with 50, he's bringing me out. I'm making money. I'm going to.
That's that man girl too. That's it. That's Hove's wife tour.
Yeah, that's Hove. Yeah, Hove wife tour.
So I believe if Hove was out on his own, he would bring Bleek out. There is no need for him to bring Bleek in a situation where I look like if this was last tour you're talking about with the Cowboy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, because I look at Bleek as a loyal guy, like I'm a loyal guy to Jay. But I look at like Fifth, my guy Hervé. One day we had TRL, and it's the Young Gunners there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him about it, and Hervé says loud, "You don't gotta worry about nothing. You got 50. Jay-Z doesn't do nothing for these guys like 50 does." And Hervé, I think he worked with them too. But he said that to me, and that always stuck in my head. Rest in peace to him.
What the hell is Yayo talking about? It sound like a lot of Euro stepping after Shannon Sharp gave him some context as to why it would not make sense for Bleek to even be coming out with Hove. When the hell was Hove last on tour? The On the Run tour years ago? Like, he pops out on Beyonce shows. That's his wife. What the hell is Memphis Bleek going to do at a Beyonce show? Is he going to do Is That Your Chick? Is he going to do Mind Right, Money Right, Ready for War? We're not going to sit here and act like we don't know where Memphis Bleek stood at in his career. He was never the biggest artist. So why the hell would he be coming out on stage with Jay-Z when Jay-Z is popping out on Beyonce's tour? That makes absolutely no sense. But let's go back to the Diamonds Are Forever remix and what Jay said about Bleek. He says Bleek could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire. And even if I die, he's in my will somewhere. So he could just kick back and chill somewhere. Oh yeah, he won't even have to write rhymes. So again, we are in the era of everybody taking their blinders off. All these horses running a race, but everybody taking their blinders off and looking over here to see what's going on over here. Looking over here to see what's going on over here and not focused on what they got going on. Now, Tony Yayo, I'm going to keep it 1,000, man. Let's keep it all the way funky. He says he doing his own tour. Maybe he does that overseas or something because Tony Yayo is not touring the U.S. by himself. I don't even think that makes sense. Now, yeah, him, Uncle Murder, and I don't know who else do they bring out. But I know 50 be bringing them on the road with them. That's good for them. But what the hell do Memphis Bleek got to do with that? But let's go to the clip that Tony Yayo was referring to in regards to Memphis Bleek.
Seen something Tony Yayo said, Hove don't look out for me like 50 look out for him.
Oh, word? He said that?
I just want to clear that up. Hove don't have to.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
I'm chewing a lie on my own.
Right.
If Hove look out, I'm telling you, I'll be up there.
Right.
So when y'all see me out here, That's the Blizzle budget. But back to you, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to let niggas know Hov don't have to.
So,
Now we know, Tony Yayo and Memphis Bleek have been the examples of what loyalty looks like to the main guy for years. Like, you know what I mean? They've looked like what but what does him looking out for, like, it just bugs me out about the idea of him even saying he don't look out for him the way 50 look out for me, to make me say, why was you even thinking on that level? But it goes a little bit further. Tony Yayo, when he was with Math Hoffa, he had some things to say regarding not only Bleek, but Jim Jones, right? He had some stuff to say about Jim Jones. Let's go back to that, and then we're going to come back because I want to add another layer to this that I don't think nobody's talking about.
This the difference between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Right?
Ryan
And
Rest in peace.
Far Rock,
Yep.
you understand? Jim Jones, he had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like, wait, Stack Bundles, we had a Porsche and was still in the hood. No disrespect to Jim Jones. Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out that barefoot.
Get the
See,
socks.
that's when a nigga love you, nigga. Get the socks, nigga. Sneakers Dior, nigga. But I'm walking out there barefoot. That's when you know a nigga love you, boy. Because he making sure you don't get your shit split. Because you go back to 134, anywhere, Baisley, right, Brooklyn, phew, shit get split. Once I got shit, nigga shot my shit up. Bentleys and all that. Y'all can get that sneaker, just toss that over there. My shit's official. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, but nigga put me in position. Rest in peace of Stack, but Stack got killed in the project with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, nigga, I'm from the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas thought, nigga. I done been around the Black Justice and seen the Preems and all that, nigga. The E-Money bags, all that, nigga. The younger niggas under that.
So with everything you
Maserati Fox. Real nigga, huh?
saw, with everything that you saw, what would you change?
I just pray to God every time I leave the house.
But what would you change?
Change what?
Pass the cup.
I heard you talk about all the shit you went through, all the shit niggas is still going through.
What God,
one of them cups
listen,
just for
what
the
God
ashtray.
got planned for you is planned for you, brother. God already know what's planned for you in life.
God planned for you to come here and spaz on y'all niggas tonight.
I spaz?
I'm just saying, it was a plan.
I mean, I do be on some Hollywood shit in Europe. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Something like, yo, stop talking about Europe. I don't, like, when you come here, you gotta deal
Don't
with
treat
niggas.
Vlad like that, bro. See how niggas is? See how
No, I
niggas
had
is,
nothing
bro?
with Vlad.
He ain't treat Vlad
Do with
like
Europe.
this. He
I
ain't treat
do
Vlad
things
like
you have to
this,
do with
my
Europe.
nigga.
Now, there's something to be said. There's literally something to be said about how people look at artists, right? How people look at artists who supposedly have money and them being given money. Like, I think for a long time, everybody has always looked at if a person is talented, then a label should just give them money, or whomever they're signed to should just give them money. Now, when he's mentioning what 50 did with him in comparison to like Stack Bundles being in the hood, having a Porsche, let's not act like there's not no glory in that. Niggas glorify being in the hood, being in the projects, being able to hit a shorty in the projects while you got a Porsche or a Lambo sitting outside. Let's not act like that hasn't been a part of the culture. Like, that's not always been some shit that everybody's championed in the streets or wanted to do at one point or another. Another difference between what Yayo was saying versus him and what 50 did with Jim and Stack Bundles is, bro, 50 Cent first album went diamond in like a year and a half. 50 Cent had like 40 hit records in a span of 3 years. Like, let's not sit here and act like, and this is no disrespect to Jim, but as if Jim was on a level of 50 Cent's caliber of artistry that sold that many records. Like, let's not play dumb. Like, I think it's real foolish to think that Jim was just sitting on all this money and what he could have did. And here's another thing, because Yayo said, and I just think that we need, when people say things, we need to add context to them, right? Yayo says something about his stuff getting shot up once he got money. But there's another layer to that story. Yayo talked about it on Strata Southside.
Y'all motherfuckers shot my mama crib up, my sister, my niece, and them.
Y'all heard, if you my age, if you old like me, you know about that song. But what's the context behind that? Now, I don't know every single situation behind a shooting regarding Yayo, but with that same said situation came from the Jimmy Henchman incident. Yeah, Lodi Mack, who is Tony Yayo's friend, seen Jimmy Henchman's son. He had a Czar shirt on. He was a kid. These niggas was grown-ass men. He was a kid. They slapped him up. Now, when they slapped him up, that very night or the next night, yes, Yayo's mom's house got attacked. You know what I mean? Yayo's mom's house got attacked, and his mom's house was in Queens. Now, this is not no secret information. If you watch Crown Court TV literally goes through the entire case line by line, right? The entire case line by line, and you hear the informant that's talking about what's his name, about Jimmy Henchman, detail every single situation, how they was lining him up since he was in jail. So this is all public information. But what I'm saying is like, bro, you didn't get attacked or something like that because people was just hating on you. There was a motivation behind that. You feel me? Now, I don't know all the situations or the intricacies about Stack Bundle's situation specifically, but what I will say is a lot of artists lose their life because they don't value their lives. And this is not something like negative towards Stack Bundles. A lot of artists that have lost their lives in their neighborhood or been attacked, been harmed in their neighborhood, they felt like nothing could happen to them. And we've seen it happen numerous times, you know what I mean? And not to open all wounds, but Nipsey Hussle, for instance, you know what I mean? Like, being around Nipsey, I never in a million years thought that somebody would try him in his neighborhood just because of his respect and his love, first and foremost. Not no gangster shit. But as you can see, nobody is exempt from getting touched. So even with Stack Bundles, you know what I mean, in the situation he went through, we can't just boil it down to if he was living in Battery Park. Because if somebody want to get you, they going to get you. You know what I mean? But again, 50, that was a fingernail of money that he probably put into you getting that apartment or whatever, right? Now, Jim Jones did talk about this with Flip, you know, on the Flip the Script podcast years ago. Let's go through it.
The problem is, when she was on the show, she had said that she had heard about you wasn't giving Stack money, but people don't know that when Stack asked you for the bread, you were going to the bank. I think the bank was closed. Something happened because me and Bino talked about it. I remember being there, and you was going to give him
more money after the money he spent because we was on tour. He like, geez, I spent all that tour money, geez, I'm Pop, I bug it. Whatever he did, brought another Porsche, BMW. He like, yo, Pop, geez, you said closed mouth don't get fed, geez, I'm Pop, geez, I'm hurting.
It's a fact.
And when I told him, I said, yo, go get 25 grand from the bank tomorrow. He like, oh, yo, what's up with that Wrangler truck? I'm like, I left that shit in Brooklyn. I don't even want that shit. I don't even know what block it's on. Matter of fact, it's by the car shop where I got the Maserati from. He like, you let me get that, geez. I'm like, go take it. You probably got to get a new key. He like, oh, I'm going to go get that tomorrow, geez. You different, geez. And we all know the rest of the story.
Why do you think that people have this misconception of what happened? Why do you think even her? Why do you think that? Where did that come from?
Nobody likes to hear the truth.
Because we were there. Bino get mad all the time, and he gets offended. And he was one of the people that called me. He was like, "That's not true." They think that what they think is that Stack asked you. He told you he wanted to leave. They said that Stack told you he wanted to leave. He wanted to move, and you didn't move him out. But that's not true.
You don't want to hear? You want to hear that story? All right. For Stacks and them, I was about to buy Stacks, the kid Max and Melly, a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood, and I was not about to waste my money. And I was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember that. Shout out to Bass. I remember the conversation.
I mean? And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, yo, you could go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, like, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. And Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and shit like that. You know what I mean? But everything to try to protect them for what I know could have happened to them, I tried. You heard? From getting all of these cars to getting all these everything you can imagine, everything. Private jets, Miami, hundreds of thousands in one weekend, 2 tour buses, Atlanta. Like, cannot front on how I had my boys moving. And I'm only talking about this because you was there, and you and Stacks were best friends, were Bino, couple others and like that. Other than I don't even talk to people about stacks and what went on. But we was sending out. It was not on our level when we was moving. And no way.
There's always going to be multiple sides to stories. There's always going to be multiple sides of stories. And no matter how you look at it, that's Jim telling his truth. Whether you believe him or not, that's on you. But that's Jim telling his truth. Stack Bundles had a great opportunity. It's messed up that he lost his life so young. Me and him are the same age. He would have been my age right now. Very, very talented. Was looking like, was looking promising with him in Desert Storm at one point in time. And then he segued into Bird Gang. And when he was with Bird Gang, the 7 Day Theory tape with the whole Bird Gang DJ drama, that Gangsta Grill is a classic. It's unfortunate that he lost his life early. But we can't reduce every time somebody loses their life as to somebody should have did more for them. As in somebody should have been thinking more for them. Because I think that's a very, very little nigga way of looking at things for other men. Like, come on, yo, we are men. If you get the opportunity to make money, to travel, to do things that people can't even dream about, then you have to understand and accept some sort of level of responsibility on your own part. Yeah, don't get it twisted. You want to go back through your hood, especially because it's love there. But the time is limited. You know what I mean? The time is limited. And while that time is limited and running, you got to make it very difficult for them. You got to be aggressive. I'm going to keep it 100, man. Like, I'm not telling nobody that something is going to ensure that they live better or not, but even with Young Dolph, you know what I mean? Young Dolph lost his life, unfortunately. And what was he doing? Just going to his favorite place in his hood that sold cookies, you know what I'm saying? Showing love to a black-owned business that he was comfortable doing. But the unfortunate thing was he probably moved militant 20 times out of 10. But just that one time, man, that one slippage, and I'm not going to hold that against Dolph. You know what I mean? I'm not holding that against nobody who, loses their life in their own neighborhood. What I will say, though, is that we got to stop looking at everybody else as they're the responsibility as to why something bad went down. Like, what does Jay got anything to do with Memphis Bleek life, with how he lives on a day-to-day? Memphis Bleek has been signed or been in a situation since the early damn near 30 years when Rockefeller started. Made a lot of money. He talks about the money he made, how he was rich, dropped out of high school, all of that. I mean, he was rich for his standards. But he talks about these things. And Bleek is doing good for himself. He just started dropping music out of recreation because he just wanted to have fun and get back to it. That's what should be celebrated right now. Not about what Jay-Z is doing for them. Like, how do we know or not that Jay-Z don't give Memphis Bleek $3 million a year? Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. Could be true, could not be true at all. Nobody knows that. But why are we talking about what somebody should do for somebody else? But here is the grand finale of this shit, because Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek was talking, you know what I mean? They doing the podcast and then they crossing, you know what I mean? They cross promoting each other's podcast, and Jim goes off on Tony Yayo completely.
Well, a lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleek and don't understand the business he's doing. They always look at Jay like, oh, yeah.
But
that's
why, that's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of, I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something,
You do need that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why,
ounces, nigga.
That's why
Paid in full movie, nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I promise you that, nigga.
That's why he worrying about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know I got it, nigga. What's up? The
ain't
bag
nobody,
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of niggas over here, B. Yo, nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. They deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no who nigga. Take care of who, nigga. You nigga. Know who doing it. We live. We getting money.
Nigga. We take care of everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a fact, my G, but linking back up with you, Jim, we missed out on a lot of opportunity, bro, but we ain't gonna miss it out going forward. We need to put some pain together, bro.
Don't lie.
Yayo responded, you know what I'm saying? Yayo responded with posting Max B on his story and him saying, I don't do what y'all niggas do. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Honestly, the older we get and the more we watch hip hop, you know, from the stages of the 90s to the 2000s, you know what I mean, the blog era, the 2010s, now we in the 2020s. The more and more these brothers get older, man, it just shows me like that maturity, it varies. It varies in different situations. I would love to see and hear different conversations from these brothers. I think that, you know, for the long conversations that they do have, these be the, you know, the viral moments or the sound bites. And of course, that's what we pay attention to because that's the biggest part that comes out of it. I mean, listen, if somebody get crossed in the game and dunked on, I don't care if the game ends up being a blowout. We're going to talk about that moment. So to see, you know, this type of shit, it's just a little bit disheartening to me because a lot of these dudes is people that I got respect for. And, you know, I looked to them when I was younger for inspiration, you know what I'm saying, to see the things that they was able to accomplish. But listen, we all grow at our own paces and they still growing. Let me know what y'all think, though. This is I Do It Myself. For the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. Catch you on the next one. Peace.